All right, collective. I'm not gonna lie to you. You sitting in a plant right now. You sitting in a plant. Let me just boom skis. You sitting in a plant. Because I don't have no my phone stand no more because it broke, so I have to get a new one. But I came here to give y'all a little message this morning, and I'm outside because I just love being outside, and I'm just so warm and cozy. So I'm gonna just share some of that energy with you. But I just been thinking about the journey and the importance of taking the long way. As someone who currently is forging their own path, taking the long way, I can honestly say the quality aspect over the quantity is I would say the energy pays off in a way that I didn't expect, okay? Because I come from a long line of people who are accustomed to working like 9 to 5 jobs, and I decided like, now mind you, I've had plenty of 9 to 5 jobs all over the board. I done worked with kids, I done worked in fast food, I done worked in the grocery store, I done worked in the produce department. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done all kinds of jobs, and like none of them really felt like, okay, this is what, every time I got to a job, I wanted to learn everything I could about the job. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I got to crumble cookies, right? That was like my last, oh no, I work with kids after that. But like, I say all that to say, like, I learned everything I could about the job, but once I learned everything, and I had got as far as I believe I could go, I wanted to do something else. You know what I'm saying? But with this right here, mind you, I never thought that I was gonna become no tarot reader or spiritual advisor. I never thought that that was the plan for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm into art. I'm very interested into like tattoos and stuff like that. So that was the plan. And it still may be a part of the plan. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I'm more in a free flow. And I'm really talking to the people who've been in that free flow type of energy, especially the entrepreneurs. Like, y'all are some real ones, especially the people I have like as examples. Mind you, I only take advice from very few people, and the only time I take advice from people is when I truly would like to switch lives with them, or I aspire to be like that person, like Leo Skepi, or any of the readers that I've looked up to my entire journey reading and things like that. But even though right now, like on TikTok, I may have around 4,600 followers, which is it's huge for me. I've never like that's a record for me, you know. As well as on my YouTube, I have like 1,000. Oh, hey Cardinal. On YouTube, I have about 1,000, and I never thought that I could get a YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers. But that's just because nobody around me have done that before, right? And I was taking advice in the beginning of my journey from those people around me who weren't doing what I wanted to do. So that only stunted my growth and stunted my growth. And I know that the people who are giving me advice, they love me, but they could only love me in a way or like show me the way or give me advice to how they got to where they are. You know what I'm saying? And then when I looked at the grand scheme of things, because sometimes when people give you advice that you don't necessarily want to take, if you zoom out, they're only giving you that advice probably because they've done that. Oh, there's 3 bluebirds that I just seen fly together. They flocking together. Birds of a feather flock together. That could be very significant. Y'all, they're close. Oh, wait, no, it's 1 brown bird and 2 bluebirds. But anyway, something about that is significant. How like everybody around you is doing the same things, but you want to do something different. And so it's going to be a harder path for you because they all have laid plans out for people who want to follow in their footsteps. But if you don't want to follow in their footsteps, that's when I guess you're considered the quote unquote black sheep, right? Damn, the blue is popping on these birds, yo. And the train confirmation, you know. And when you're the black sheep and you decide to do the other things, that could come with a lot of other things like ridicule, you know what I'm saying? And when you want to do something grand, everybody like diminishes it or don't think that you can get there just because none of them did it before. And then even then you can't even really be too upset at them because if their mind is built a certain way and they've done a certain thing all their life, how can you expect them to change their perspective so fast? Sometimes that's why moving in silence is the key, especially for people like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, moving in silence is the key because a lot of those people, they start to give advice and they don't understand that they're they don't understand that their advice doesn't help because you're going down a completely different path, and they're not going to understand what path you're going down, and you're not going to be able to explain it to them either. That's why when you tell people about your successes, tell them once they've already happened rather than doing it letting them know about things that you want to do, because that's how judgment gets cast on it and all of that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah. Whoever is still up in here, thank you for coming through the chat with me this morning. Like, but there's just something so significant about the quality aspect over the quantity. And that's why I really started this message. I got a little off task, is just to talk about the importance of the quality of it, because even though I don't have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in my community yet, I can say that the feeling that I have right now when I post a reading and at least 30 to 40, maybe even 50, a lot of times 100 people corral at my video to watch it, to comment, and to, like, speak on things, I can say that it makes every single hard step of the journey worth it. Because, of course, as a tarot reader, of course I thought about turning my ass around and stop. Of course I thought about several times throughout this journey turning my ass around and stopping, because I can't take it. Like, and I thought that I couldn't take it because I hadn't been ostracized by people close to me before. That is not something that I had to experience a lot when I was growing up. So when it was like the people close around me ridiculing me, you know what I'm saying? People online, obviously, okay, Christians. It's given very much, not all of them, obviously, but it was a hardship, right? And one of my readers said it, one of my favorite readers said it best, Truly Divinely Sincere on YouTube. She was saying, like, the road to success, the best way to have your desired results is to go through that hardship. Because for what you really want, you're going to have to take some sort of ship of hardship if you want it to be genuine, if you want it to be real. Especially, with readers. It's not always easy to start just being a reader. You know what I'm saying? Getting your name out there, doing readings all the time, doing collective readings, It's like, it's a hardship, and it doesn't even matter what you do. You don't even have to be a reader. As an artist, my big brother, you know what I'm saying? I've seen him ride the ship of hardship up until, mind you, Ty Graves music on all platforms. Yeah. Sco with the flow, or Sco with it. Call me Sco on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Shout out for my brother. But yeah, and I just seen him put on an amazing concert with a whole lot of artists. Hella people came out. They were selling posters. They were signing posters. All that. And I seen him put it together. And that is just an inspiration for me in itself. If I didn't have my big brother as sort of somebody to look up to and see him following his dreams as a music producer and a rapper, like, I don't know where I would be today. You know what I'm saying? But also, I say all that to say, this is the path less followed or less traveled. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times to get there, you can't be holding nobody's hand. You have to let everybody's hand go. Because a lot of times they don't even understand the path you're on. You know what I'm saying? So to the one thinking about turning around, do not turn around, especially on this hardship path. Because when you turn around and you go to partnership, relationship, hop onto another ship, you're going to always wonder, what if I rode that hardship all the way through? And the quote that I saw earlier put it to me best. It was like, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will never happen if you give up. It will never happen if you quit. So if you see this and you made it all the way to the end, your ass better keep going. And that's an order.